goodness. Oh, wow! In your life, have you seen anything like that?
Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Cutline, a golf podcast brought to you by the TAB, a golf betting podcast, that is. And my name is Karl Tiley, and I'm joined in the studio by my good friend Paul Moate. Paul, how are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Karl. Looking forward to another big week. We've been away for...
Had a week off. You've had a couple of weeks off.
Indeed.
Yeah, and we might get to your tournament shortly, rehash some reopen some wounds for you, perhaps, and the listeners. But before we get there,
Tommy left.
Hey?
Tom left while I was away.
Yeah, he did. You missed him.
Yeah.
We gave him a send-off. Well, I gave him a send-off.
Disappointing. Hopefully he'll be a part-time European correspondent for us in the not-too-distant future.
Yes. We will get him on. He said he's available. Yeah, it was a good last show. I'm not sure he missed you or we missed you, but it was a good last show.
Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
We do have another panel member here today, though. He is the host of our rugby podcast, Pick and Go podcast. It is Patrick Jones. Patrick, how's it going, mate?
Very well, thanks, Karl. Look, I'm going to be honest, I had a few enticing offers from other golf-based podcasts in the Middle East, but they've sort of disappeared over the last couple of weeks. So I've decided as long as the best podcasters at the TAB are on the cut line, that's where I'll be.
I rate that. That's very good. Welcome in anyway. You're in for a wild ride. I know you're a long-time listener of the cut line and you've been chomping at the bit to give your 2 cents on... I know you do the work every week, so we might as well put it to good use.
Yeah.
And, get some tips out of Patrick.
I'm thinking he was pretty much just twinkling with the idea of joining another podcast just to make this one a wee bit better. He was doing it to make this podcast just a wee bit better. So I respect
Hey, look,
that.
and I'm not above that either. No, well done. Well played.
Yeah.
It's the fans of the cut line that are always front and center of my mind, no matter what I'm doing.
Fan. One no S. Shout out, mum and dad. All right, let's rip in. Oh no, actually, before we start, let's go back to your the Willie Shaw tour just quickly. Give an update for anyone who cares. How'd you go, Paul?
Finished 5th.
You get any money for that?
They pay down to 4th.
Oh, tough scenes.
One shot outside 4th. It was a very good tour. 4 days down in Christchurch, Pegasus Bay on Wednesday, off the white tees, Harewood on the Thursday, back to Pegasus off the black tees, not the blue, the black.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I'll play off the black tees by choice ever again. And then the final day, the sad day at Terrace Downs. Beautiful weather for the first 3, and then probably we got to about the 13th or 14th at Terrace Downs, and it just hosed down for the last 4 or 5 holes. But yeah, it's a few drinks. Another good one. It's 25 tournaments now, Willie Shaw's.
Wow.
So
nice.
It's been going a while.
Yeah.
Looking forward to next season as well.
Very nice. I got some big news for Cutline listeners. I'm finally playing my first top 5 course in New Zealand this weekend.
Wairaki.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Wairaki. We're playing Rangatira on Friday, Centennial, and then Wairaki on Saturday.
Nice.
Pumped. So excited.
Big time, yeah.
Can't wait.
That's the Augusta of New Zealand.
So I've heard by almost everyone in the country except myself.
Yeah.
I must be the only one that hasn't played.
You'll love it.
Patrick, have you played any very nice courses recently?
I haven't played any golf courses recently, to be honest. My golf exposure pretty much sits in the betting area, but I have played Wairaki in the past and very much can recommend it. I think I shot about 130 and lost close to that many balls, so I'm sure you'll fare a little bit better than I did, though.
Nice. Pumped. I'll go to Rebel Sport this afternoon and get some balls. Hopefully there's a sale on. Anyway, Let's go Honda Classic. Last week on the PGA Tour. Bit of a shit tournament, if I'm honest, to watch.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Well, it was a good ending. It was a good finish. But the overall tournament, not really appealing as it has been in the past. But we have seen our first Austrian winner, one of mine.
Your favourite Austrian.
My favourite Austrian. Did not take him, though, this week. Hsbc wins by 1 over Shane Lowry and Daniel Berger, who completely crapped his pants on the final day.
It was unfortunate for Berger fans because, boy, he got backed right in.
Trading at $1.22 at the start of the fourth round, up by 5 shots, and he blew it all and then some.
He just didn't look the best on that final day. I thought he got a birdie. Was it 7 on the 7th or 8th in the final round?
Chipped in.
Yeah, and I thought, oh mate, that's the sort of thing that can sometimes turn like a round of golf, turn it on its head, and you get back into the groove, and you just need a little bit of luck, and he got that there, but no, it wasn't to be. He just went back into his hole a wee. I don't know. You got to give Hsbc some due. He was well back heading into the final round, and he played some very, very good golf. Went through the bear trap on that final day. In fact, I look back, I think he played the bear trap, I think even par or 1 under over the 4 rounds.
It's pretty good.
So
pretty good.
I mean, there were a lot of balls that found the water there.
Including Berger, who needed to eagle the last to get into a playoff. Pat, would you have gone for the pin where it was if you were Daniel Berger?
Absolutely. I mean,
this is coming from the guy who shot 130 at Wairaki. I would have gone for it.
Like Daniel Berger, 320 grand he cost himself with that shot, which in the grand scheme of things to him is probably not going to end up being the biggest loss in the world. So I think you got to go for the win, right? Reminds me of a few years ago, another favourite of this podcast in former days, Wyndham Clark, going for the green from about 400 back on the 18th and not even getting it anywhere near land. But yeah, I think you got to go for the win in that situation, right? Berger, he's been on Ryder Cups, he's won plenty of tournaments. What's another T2 to him?
Yep, exactly. Well said, and I rate Berger for going for it. Didn't help that it was absolutely pissing down, and it's just squirted straight right off the face. Same with Lowry's drive on 18. It was squirted straight left. Probably the worst drive on 18 all week.
Still had a chance.
He did, and he left it. You got to get the ball to the hole, man. It's not going to go in if it can't get there.
Here we go.
Tell you what,
don't leave any putts short at Wairaki.
No, I tell you what, we went into club at Shandon on Saturday. I have never seen the greens so fast in my life.
At Shandon?
It was like putting on this desk. It was unbelievable. I had a 4-putt on the second hole and I won the hole with a 6. I was about 20 foot below the hole, putted up to about 15 foot past the hole, went back to where I putted back down the hill to where I was, and then lagged it up to a few feet. And
is that the first hole?
Second.
The long par 4.
Yeah. On the green and 2, 4-putt. My partner that I was playing, he 4-putted for a 7. Then he had another 4-putt on the 4th. Really tough. Anyway, Hsbc, I think you messaged our little group. He was 301s at the jump.
Not at the jump. He was around 100 at the jump.
Right.
And then after his first round, I think he shot a 1 over par 71 in the first round. And of course, Berger had back-to-back 65s to start the tournament. Mm-hmm. So he was, 6 shots back after the first round. Then he blew out to 301 after the first round. And there were a handful of punters who jumped on at 301.
Wow. Was one of them you, Patrick?
No, I was just riding my Adam Svensson bet home, which he did his best to undo in the bear trap on Sunday there, falling, I think, all the way from T4 at one stage to outside the top 10. So, yeah, less said about that, the better.
There you go. So he does the work anyway. Get him on the pod, have a chat.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Honda Classic before we move on and have a look elsewhere?
No, I guess it just the field was
Shit.
slightly down on previous years. So
Yeah.
And it was because I've juggled it around a bit. Usually this is
Last year it was after
the
players,
yeah.
that no one played.
No, so well, the big boys are back this week.
Yeah, and we'll get to that. And it seems like, I guess, because this is Jack's tournament, he keeps tinkering with it each year, and he's trying to get, I think, trying to get that feel of, Arnie's tournament, which is this week. But no one really cares. Anyway, let's have a quick look down under a couple of weeks ago now. But Hannah Green
Good.
won the TPS Murray River by 4 strokes. The first woman to win a mixed gender event anywhere in the world on a professional level. Anyway,
Who was it the Scandinavian who almost won that mixed event in
Stenson and things won. Annika's one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
That's huge.
on the back of winning, she won the Vic Open by 6 shots a week prior. Straight into this one. Very good golf at the moment, Hannah Green.
I get the feeling we may hear Hannah Green's name
You might.
in
might.
punting terms a wee bit later on.
You might. I didn't have to be talked into it that hard. We'll get to it in your Kiwi corner too, Paul, but some good showings by the Kiwis in Australia recently too. Yeah, unreal.
We've got a bright future with the sort of players that are coming through, and also with players like Foxy and Lydia playing at the top of their game at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah. New Zealand golf appears to be in very good hands.
Exciting stuff. Champions Tour. Patrick, did you watch any of the Champions Tour?
Can't say I saw a lot of the Champions Tour. I was mainly had my eyes on PGA National
Benson.
on Monday morning, but I did see a great stat around Bernhard Langer, who won. So we obviously associate him with pretty much dominance on the Champions Tour. He's won, I think, 11% of his tournaments since he's been on there, which is half Tiger Woods' career strike rate on the PGA Tour. Just another little stat to go to show how good the big cat is historically. Yeah, that was one that certainly made me go, wow.
Yeah, wow. He has absolutely dominated. But he came second to, I'm going to go out on a limb and say one of Paul's good mates,
Miguel Angel
Jimenez.
Jimenez. How good.
2 hole-in-ones. What is going on?
In the same tournament.
That is unreal. It's the Champions Tour is when you're getting a little bit older, like it's a bit concerning when I know everyone on the Champions Tour, and I'm quite happy to watch them and follow along. Probably says more about me and where I'm at.
Oh, I think the fact that Stephen Alker is actually performing on the Champions Tour also sort of adds to the interest, certainly in this part of the world.
Yeah, and he was T20, which you're not gonna turn your nose at.
He's currently 3rd on the money list.
Yeah,
behind Jimenez and Langer.
Yeah. So yeah, he's doing very well. Alka, very well. Moving on, Patrick. This is something I'm hoping is going to trigger you into some hot takes. Phil and the Saudis. What is going on?
Oh, look, I don't know exactly what I'm allowed to say on the podcast. This is all obviously on record, which some people don't really seem to understand the concept of these days. But yeah, they're scary people. That's all I'll say. And I'm not sure the sort of people I'd want to get on the wrong side of. I've been thoroughly enjoying watching Phil's sort of immolation over the last couple of weeks. I'm sure sooner rather than later he'll just be back and will be at Southern Hills, and everyone will just be treating him like the defending champion. The stuff like this seems to, I think, get forgotten more quickly than we all tend to realise, but it has been a lot of fun the last couple of weeks, that's for sure.
Have you been following along, Paul?
Yeah, has his legacy been tarnished here?
Like, he's cooked.
This is it. I mean, there are a number of sponsors that have dropped him.
KPMG, Callaway, just the
Um,
two biggest.
Or no, who was the big company that has suspended or
Callaway.
it's Callaway.
Callaway. They've paused their
That's it. Paused.
their
There was
agreement.
a list of about 8 or 9 companies that he was involved with. I saw floating around the other day that have all suspended operations. Yeah, there's no way he's going to be buying back another Gulfstream anytime soon.
No, it's his I think his legacy is for now cooked. There'll always be a bit of a I don't know what the word is, a black mark hanging over him now.
Asterix.
An asterisk, yeah. But like Pat's said, and probably hasn't been mentioned a lot, people do forget very quickly.
And I think we're all very aware of this that's going on. We're on a golf podcast. We love the stuff. But if you interviewed your average man on the street who chucks on the back nine on a Sunday afternoon, they'd have no idea what the Saudi Golf League was. And that's sort of Phil's bread and butter has always been. He's the man of the people. So I do think he's probably going to lose a few endorsements and everything, obviously, but go under the radar for a bit. And I imagine he'll be back doing Phil things, even if it's for maybe more questionable business partners in the near future.
Does he play the Masters, Paul?
He will be there.
You reckon?
He will be there.
Pat?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He'll be there.
Okay.
Big time.
Will he be using Callaway clubs? Is he allowed to?
Okay,
That's a good question.
He can use any club he wants, can't he?
Yeah, he probably can.
Now that their
it's only
sort of
paused.
association's been paused, he could, I'm guessing, like contractually, use any club he wants to.
Maybe.
Any brand.
What was the brand of golf ball Wayne Player was on the first tee at the Masters last year trying to show off in the background? Surely he'll have an endorsement deal with them in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Do you guys, just quickly, do you think the Saudi League is dead?
No.
No chance.
Pat? No.
They've
No.
Price
got
of oil is going to go up a lot in the near future. They're going to have a lot more money to throw at people.
Yeah.
if countries aren't buying Russian oil, then they're going to be buying it from somewhere else. And Saudi Arabia is probably a place that's right at the top of the page. And they've got an infinite amount of money, a slush fund to keep this going. So
is Phil still the big man? I mean, if they don't take his head off. But
wow.
Well, some of the stuff he said was pretty. I'd be pretty nervous.
Yeah,
We'll put it this way: if he's not the marquee guy, who's the guy they go after now?
Well, I think the man you've got on your run sheet next is the marquee guy.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
Has pledged his allegiance, quotation marks here, pledged his allegiance to the PGA Tour.
Didn't he just say,
for now,
I'll play where the best players are?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the man won the US Open, and the first thing he said was listing about 12 different sponsors. I think if anyone's going to dive across the Atlantic for a big check, it'll be him. And certainly
it could be just coincidence, but hasn't played on the PGA Tour since
injury.
All of this stuff's come out.
Injury, come on.
Withdrawn this week, citing injury.
Injury.
Said he's at 90%. Doesn't want to play until he gets 100%. Being a former amateur sports player, I'm not going to say starred for a couple of games here and there. But do we ever play at 100%? I've seen Patrick's played rugby on TV before.
It was not at 100%.
No. No one's ever 100%.
Well, I think next week's the one to watch, right? If he pulls out of the players with that purse and just everything associated with that, then that's like being the defending champ here. You'd think he would have wanted to show up, but if he's missing next week, when he's already saying he was 90% the week before, that's when I think you got to start hacking his phone if you're the Saudis.
Yeah, interesting stuff. It's as you say, Pat. It's very fun to watch on as a sicko golf fan.
There would have been a bit of a sideshow around him if he had turned up.
Oh yeah,
to Bay Hill this weekend.
Wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason why he's not turning up. Just doesn't want to answer the questions.
I know, but like Bryson, he's really good with the media. He wouldn't say anything stupid or anything to incite a bit more of a circus the week after, though. You got to give him that.
All right.
But
Moving on.
I'll miss him going for the green on that
he's
par
funny.
5. That was the 6th,
Yeah.
I think, the par 5.
Love him or hate him, he's fun to watch on course, whether he's dropping his lip or trying to get free relief from fire ants or blasting it over a lake.
What's the fire ant situation like in Medina?
Plenty.
Mm.
Anyway, moving on again. Just quickly, Zach Johnson named the Ryder Cup captain for 2023. That will be played in Rome next year. It's congrats to Zach.
Yeah, and he'll be taking a very, 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 very good team with him.
Keeping the six captains picks, not going back to 4, so that will help immensely.
Especially if, I guess, one of the big boys isn't quite.
It's battling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's almost a perfect storm for the Americans with them sort of right at the top of their game, their top players, and the Europeans having a number of aging pros. I mean, some of those older guys going to be in the European side this year? Would have Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter, who have Ian Poulter has been
not
like
if they want to win.
So where do they start looking at? Well, I guess Rory will be at the front there. Does Sergio get back in?
Victor,
Johnny, Rahm.
He'll probably be in there, I reckon.
Between those three, Rahm, Rory, and Victor Hovland, they've got the core of a very good team.
It's just
it's the supporting crew.
Is Poulter gone? Is Westwood gone? Is
Gone.
Paul Casey
Gone.
You got the Højgaard twins and Bobby McIntyre coming through.
Yeah.
But it'll be like they're gonna completely gerrymander the course to have 3-yard wide fairways and all the sort of stuff that doesn't suit the US. So
rough 2 meters high.
So they should
keep talking up the US so we get a nice juicy price on Europe in 18 months' time.
So seeing this, I thought we might have a very, very quick look at the President's Cup.
Yeah.
Given that is a team event on this year.
Please tell me there's a Kiwi there somewhere.
Well, we'll go to the US standings first. So they are similar to the Ryder Cup, 6 automatic selections and then 6 captains picks. So as at today, the guys in, wow, there's a real outlier in this one. Colin Morikawa.
Yep.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
Patrick Cantlay.
Yep.
Justin Thomas.
Yep.
Sam Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hoagie.
Is he number 6?
He is number 6. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Tom Hoagie will not be playing in the President's Cup this year. The next 6, Taylor Gooch, Jason Kokrak, Jordan Spieth, Max Homa, Xander Schauffele, and Cameron Tringale. I'm going to dare say he will not be playing President's Cup either.
Xander will be in there.
Yep.
Spieth?
Yeah, Spieth's there.
Yeah, no, but do you think he'll be a captain's pick?
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
He'll probably make the top 6 once he wins the Masters.
Any team event with Justin Thomas has to have Jordan Spieth.
Well, they're good mates.
They are. They shared a cheeseburger once.
Yeah.
But some of the other big names.
Patrick Reed lurking at 16th. Not impossible. He forces his way back into an automatic selection.
That's gross.
Tony Finau.
Bryson, number 13. Berger, 14. Harris English, Tony Finau, 1920. And then you've got DJ, 23. Koepka, 29. Oh, 26, sorry. So, yeah. Strong team. Will be a strong team.
Well, whoever, regardless of who's in, it will be a very, very strong team.
Yep. Now, if we look at the internationals, they do it differently. Top 8 qualify automatically.
4
and 4 captains picks.
So let's say we've got someone like Cam Smith, Hideki,
2 from 2.
Leishman.
He is currently sitting 10th.
Oh,
but will be picked.
Sanjay.
Yep, he's third.
Keep going down the page.
It's the top 8 is a strong team who could shake things up.
Oh, are we into South America at all?
Yep. Recent winner.
Ortiz?
Joaquin Neiman.
Oh, Neiman.
Louis in there.
The South Africans, of course.
Abraham Answer. This one, I don't know where he's come from. Mackenzie Hughes. He's
Canadian.
He's 7th, and Adam Scott is currently 8th. And then you've got Eric Van Rooyen, 9, Lesh 10, Siwu 11, Corey Connors 12. And then a host of your boy Benny Arn in the top 20.
Ferry.
In the top 20.
Corn Ferry. Yeah.
Wow.
He's on his way back.
Danny Lee is the highest ranked Kiwi. I have no idea how that is possible.
How does that work out?
He is currently 24th.
Where's Foxy?
Foxy 30th.
Why? Is that because he won on the DP World Tour, as opposed to not plying his trade in the US? Is that?
Maybe. That seems
you got to get a lot more points for PGA Tour finishes, right? That's got to be
Danny's best finish is like a T24, T21. Anyway, good on them. Hopefully, Danny played in Melbourne in 2019. So he's got the experience there. But I mean, if you're going to pick on form, you're probably going to take Foxy, right? And it's going to be a course we're playing in the States. Is it at
Quail Hollow?
Quail Hollow. That's the one. Yep. So it's a bit of a bomb and gouge type scenario.
Set it up wide open, right, and just
Foxy would be perfect for something like that.
Yeah.
He would be. As would 12 of the Americans, probably.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
But
we need to start doing what like Irish rugby do and get the Americans who can't quite make it onto the President's Cup team, give them citizenship through a back door or something so we can get them on the internationals.
Don't mind that. Just a quick look at betting. USA paying $1.25. A whole $1.25. Internationals $4.50. And the draw paying $14. Of course, the internationals have only ever won the President's Cup once, I believe, in the late 90s.
Frank Nobilo?
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway.
Against Tiger Woods.
Anyway. That probably wraps up our opening segment, I guess. We have a quick look back at... Have you updated the sheet?
No.
Okay.
You only just gave me your stuff this morning.
So Tom and I had a look at the Genesis. I won. Well, I'm down, I think, about $50. I had Adam Scott top 10 salute at $5. And Tom had Mark Leishman top 20 at $3.75. Put 20 on that. What's that? 60 odd bucks. He's down about 40.
Nice.
But overall, he's down lots and no longer with us. So it doesn't matter.
That's okay. I'm sure that Patrick will continue on that great tradition.
You've been, you'll be given Tom's total, Pat, to continue on with.
Yeah, you've bought his debt.
So you're down 200. You need
a lot like the best horse in the Melbourne Cup having to carry 59 kgs. I can deal with that.
Yep.
Could be it, but we're gonna irrigate the track, so you'll be fine.
All right, Paul. I'm gonna hand over to you for Kiwi Corner. Give us an update on what's been happening in New Zealand golf lately.
Well, we just talked about the Champions Tour not long ago, and you did say that Stephen Alker finished in a tie for 20th, and he is currently third on the money list in the Champions Tour. So I guess most people don't want to age, but crikey, if he could have aged a lot sooner, he would have been making a lot more money a lot more sooner. He is just absolutely flying in the Champions Tour at the moment. Since the end of last season, start of this season, they're just continuing on. It's been great to see.
Yep.
Where else? Oh, in the Athena, Hansi Song, 10th.
Great showing.
We have a very, very bright future
Lydia Ko has inspired a generation of very good female golfers in this country.
Well, we'll go to the week prior where Momoka Kabori finished in a tie for 4th in the TPS Murray River. She's another one. And if you've seen her play, she doesn't muck around.
No.
She gets up and she hits the ball, and I guess has a lot of confidence in herself. She's a short, she chooses a shot and then she goes through with it. It's good to see.
Could learn a lot.
But, some of the boys on the Woolly Shore, fair dinkum. Danny Lee, 21st in the Genesis. That's not
Came out of nowhere.
Not the worst.
He's paying 500 ones at tee-off.
Gee, just outside the top 20. And Daniel Hillier, 8th in Cape Town. So some good performances from Kiwi golfers in all corners of the earth.
Yep.
This week, of course, we've got Lydia in Singapore for the Hsbc Women's World Championship.
I dare say, punters, we will hear a lot more about Lydia shortly.
She's paying $8
Just
to
hang
win
on.
that tournament. Second line of betting.
Yep.
Did you
Danny
know that
Lee.
off the top of your head, did you, Paul?
Danny Lee is into $201 this
Big jump.
this week. And Stephen Alker, $10. How good's that? $10.
Third line of betting.
Yeah.
6 Bernard Langer and Jimenez.
So surprise.
$6.50 each. And then Alka, $12.
And then Momoka Kabori will be at the TPS Sydney, and she's paying $34.
I've asked if we can get top 10s or top 5s on the TPS Sydney. I'm not sure if the bookies will be able to do it. But if they do, should definitely have a look at Kabori, top 10. She's been playing some outstanding golf lately. Okay, that's the Kiwi Corner done. Let's get to a betting preview. Just quickly, plenty of tournaments happening this week. We're only going to focus on 2 today. As Paul said, the HSBC Women's World Championship in Singapore and the Arnold Palmer Invitational. But plenty of betting around. There's the Puerto Rico Open, the TPS Sydney, there's the Champions Tour, and the Kenya Open on the Challenge Tour, which Dan's not in this week. He's obviously having a week rest. Played a lot lately, so probably deserves it.
Deserves it, 100%.
But anyway, we will start. Should we start with the ladies? The HSBC Women's Open, Women's World Championship, sorry. And Paul, given you're our resident LPGA expert, you always have been, I'd like to ask you what you know about this tournament and the course.
So it's in Singapore at the Sentosa Golf Club, a par 72 with water coming into play on a number of holes. It's twice been voted the, what do you call it? Not ecological, environmentally friendly golf course. The number one twice so far. So it's a very picturesque course, number of bunkers, reminiscent of sort of like the sandbelt bunkers that you find in on a number of Australian courses.
Inspired by the sandbelt, I believe.
There we go. Defending champ is Hugh. How do I say that? Hugh Ju Kim. And it was a very, very tight finish last season. There were, I think, 11 of the top 12 players were in contention on the final day before Hugh Ju Kim came through and won.
She was 7 or 8 under on the final day, wasn't she?
Indeed.
Yeah. That's wild. Over the top of Hannah Green, I think it was.
Yep.
I think former host.
There we go. We just heard about Hannah Green again. I get the feeling we'll hear about her a wee bit more.
I think former host, if you go back and listen to this time last year, Teddy would have been spewing and may have even put Hannah in the sea.
He did.
Yeah.
She was one that went in the sea. She's recovered from that though.
She's back.
Yeah. What? Just a tick over 6,700 yards.
Yeah.
This course. So nice. It's a fairly receptive. You've got to hit fairly straight, but the fairways aren't. There are a number of fairly friendly fairways, shall we say.
I'm interested to hear what you guys have got in terms of stats you're looking for. The LPGA is a hard one. They don't have yet. They're coming. The strokes gain stats that the men have. So it's and the previews in general around the world are pretty bad. But I've got this week. I had a look at last year's stats. I was looking at the top 10 in particular. Driving distance was up there. Accuracy off the tee as well. Pretty big greens, but green at regulation, and putting average was very prominent at the top there. I had the top 10 last year. They hit 73% of the fairways across the week, 80% of the greens, and averaged 29 putts per round. 7 of the top 11 finishes last year averaged over 260 yards off the tee for the week. Patrick, anything to add in Singapore?
Yeah, I would have loved some strokes gained approach stats to go off. That would have been really handy, I think. It seems like each of the last 6 editions of this tournament have been won at 15 under or lower, so you do need to be able to sort of rack up the birdies if you want. So I did look at birdies or better, and driving distance was another one. I think it'll be handy to be a bit further down there if you do want to get that scoring going. And then I also just looked at par 5 scoring as well, with 4 par 4s, none of which are complete monsters, so could be fairly gettable by the longer players in the field. So those were the ones I focused in on.
Nice. Adding value already. I like it. Let's start with the newbie. Patrick, do you want to start by giving us your best bet for the Hsbc Women's World Championship?
Yeah, I've gone with Paddy Tennekit, who was 3rd here last year, her first appearance at the tournament, and good sign for me was she improved every round, started off 70-70 in the opening 2 rounds, then went 68 and finished with a 65 to only end up 2 strokes back as well. Really good statistical profile. 13th in driving distance so far this year, and she was top 10 in that stat last year, and she's T4 for birdies or better on the LPGA Tour this year, so she can score with the best of them. Won the ANA Inspiration ahead of Lydia last year at a pretty low score, and she also had top 10s at the KPMG PGA and Women's Open. So in a strong field like we're getting here, she can certainly hold her own. So she's my top selection.
Very nice. Paul, who are you going with?
It was a tough decision.
Strap in, punters.
I've gone with Lydia Ko at $8.
And that's a record 20 tournaments in a row for Paul Moate.
Well, let's just have a look at her form. Her last 5 tournaments, of course, she won the Gamesbridge. Before that, she was 10th at the Hilton Tournament of Champions, 9th at the CME Group Tour Championship, 2nd at the Pelican Women's Championship, and 3rd at the BMW. So she's in some pretty good form at the moment. Now let's have a look at her form at this tournament. The last 4 times that this tournament has been played, of course, they missed out last year due to COVID. In 2020. She's finished 7th, 11th, 9th, and 10th. So she's always been there or thereabouts in Singapore. And this was over a period where she wasn't playing the best golf of her life. So now that she is back into some really, really top form, I don't mind the look of one Lydia Ko at $8.
Yeah, nice. I can't really argue against that. Very short, but she's very short for a reason.
Indeed.
She's a very good player. I'm going to go with Danielle Kang at $19. This is her 3rd tournament of the year, and it might be the 3rd time I've tipped her this year too. She's only lost to Paul's good friend Lydia Ko. She won the Tournament of Champions, came 2nd at the Gamesbridge. She ranks 11th on tour for green and regulation, 5th for putting average, and 1st for scoring average. Last year, she was 36th in driving accuracy, 4th in putting average. And she was T2 here in 2018 behind Michelle Wee. And in 13 starts dating back to June last year, she's had 5 top 5s, which include her win, and 2 more top 10s. So she is in form, can play Danielle Kang at $19. Patrick, who have you got circled for your mid-tier?
Yeah, almost fell off my chair when I saw the price for Aria Jatanagan at $76. Like, obviously not in her best form ever at the moment, but obviously former world number one, so she's got the class, and she won twice last year, so she hasn't been completely out of form. Course form is 24 T8, 16 2 T4, so not exactly a stranger to this course. She was top 10 at the US Open and the Women's Open last year, 11th in birdies or better, and we just know that on her day she's as good as anyone. So yeah, very happy to have a swing at her at $76.
Nice. Paul?
I did have a look at Patrick's top pick, her country woman, Thitikal. But unfortunately at $26, I can't fit her into the mid-tier selection. She has won at this course.
15-year-old.
Yes, and the Asian Amateur Champs. So she does have a bit of form here, but unfortunately doesn't fit into that $31 or more bracket. And also, there was another one I was looking at, an Australian, Minjee Lee, who also is just outside that at $26 as well. So I've settled on Hannah Green.
Of course you have.
Well, she does fit into the $31 or more bracket.
Very surprised she's there too.
But she
lay it on us, because I'm with you.
Well, we've just gone over her recent form. She's coming. I know the field here is a lot stronger than what she's faced in her last couple of tournaments.
Can't beat confidence though.
No, she is on a roll. And well, she's a former major winner. She's performed in this tournament before. Just all lines up, and at $31, she does look like a wee bit of value.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I've got Hannah Green circled here as my mid-tier. I'll just see if I can add anything to that. Having a look at my notes. Did you mention she was second here last year?
I did say she had form.
Yeah. She lost. She was 3 under and bogeyed the last 2 holes to miss out by 1. She ranks 21st on tour and driving distance, 69th in green and regulation, and 9th in putting average. But I think the form is the big play there for me.
Looks like a long shot, baby.
Patrick, a Ruffy.
Yeah, there are a couple at $111 that I really liked. Was tossing up between Nana Kirst Madsen and Yelimi No, but I landed on Yelimi. She hasn't played here before, so that is a bit of a question mark, but still very young and got all the potential in the world. We saw at the Solheim Cup last year that when she's firing, she can rack up the birdies. 13th in birdies or better on tour last year. Finished 3rd at the Evian and T13 at the Women's Open, and 2nd in par 5 scoring so far this year. So certainly capable of going with them, and I think she's got a big performance in her. It'll only be a matter of time before she's winning pretty consistently on tour.
Nice. Paul?
I've also gone with $111 shot. Korean Jenny Shin. She finished 2nd in this tournament back in 2018. 1 stroke behind Michelle Wee, who knocked in a 50-odd foot birdie putt from off the green on the last to win the tournament. All rights, Jenny Shin probably should have been in a playoff for that tournament back in 2018, along with Brooke Henderson, Danielle Kang, and Nellie Corder. She hasn't been at her best lately, but just that course form and the fact I can see her turning this around. I do like her style of play. She can shoot low, so as long as she gets off to a quick start, she'll be right in this. Jenny Shin at 111.
Cool. Also going for someone at 111 and someone Pat just mentioned, Nana Kurtz Madsen. It's tough when you get this low, this far down the leaderboard. Probably not a real chance at winning, if we're honest. But once we get the minors up, definitely have a look at the minors. Where are we? She was T12 at the end of last year in the Tour Championship. Then started this year with a miscut at Cambridge, but she was T15 at the Drive On Championship in her last start. Her stats on tour aren't too shabby here. She's 10th in driving distance, 12th in greens and regulation, and 12th in putts per green and regulation. So if she can get the ball on the green, she will roll the rock. Scoring average 21st too, so can find birdies. Nana Kurtz-Madsen at $111. Okay, let's head to Bay Hill and the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We'll start with Pat. What do you know about Bay Hill, Pat? What are we looking for?
I'm hoping it's going to be as tough a test as it usually is. Think back to a couple of years ago when Toro hadn't won there, it can get pretty dry and pretty fast. Going to be plenty of rough around, pretty long as well. Long drivers tend to excel there. Just look at Bryson's record. So that's always something to look for. And it seems like that's not a course you want to be out of position on. Greens and regulation and strokes gained tee to green have been pretty consistently key indicators there over the past decade or so. So yeah, a big score is never far away if you do make a mistake on approach.
Nice. Paul, anything to add?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for strokes gained, tee to green, and greens and regulation. As Patrick said, the greens can get very, very fast there. They're fairly large greens, but they can get very, very fast. So having a hot putter certainly will help. Just having a look at some of the past champions here, as we just mentioned, Bryson DeChambeau, who won't be there this season, is the defending champ. Tyrell Hatton back in 2020. Francesco Molinari, my most favourite Italian. Rory McIlroy, there we go, another big hitter. Mark Leishman, who can knock it down there, and Jason Day have all won there. So, yeah, you certainly want to be getting it as far down the fairway as possible. And I did see a photo of some of the rough last week. They have let it go.
How good.
It won't be nice.
How good. Yeah, tend to agree with everything I was saying. I think it's a second shot course for sure. Driving distance obviously helps. But ball striking and approach, green and regulation should feature heavily and has in my research this week. Tee to green, obviously. What else we got? 60% of the approach shots will be made from 150 yards or more this week. And here's something that I sort of had a look at this week. Not something that is mentioned too widely, but people look at open form, Florida form, course form, all of that. I've gone desert form in the Middle East. If you think of the some of the names you've just rattled off, Paul, McIlroy, Hatton, Molinari,
Rory,
Fitzpatrick, Westwood, Fleetwood, they've all had success in the desert, and they've all had success at this tournament.
I think Link's form holds up pretty well as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Open
Yeah.
Championship finishes tend to be right up there. So.
And all of those guys, and almost everyone you've just named too, all internationals. Only 3 Americans have won this tournament since 2005.
One of them's won it 8 times.
And 4 in the span that I'm talking about.
Yep.
Which is the big cat, the great man, Tiger Woods. Matt Every has won it twice.
Back to back, wasn't it?
Yep. Matt Every. Who's Matt Every? No one knows. And Bryson last year. So.
Internationals to the fore.
And everyone that I'm picking this week is an international. So
well, I'll just same with me.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Are you on the same page, Pat?
No, I don't. What have we got? No, I've got a couple of Americans in my staking plan.
Get out.
It's a tough finish as well. There's the par 5 16th is an easy birdie hole.
Yep.
But 14, 15, 17, 18 are 4 of the toughest holes on the course. So if you're bidding live Monday morning, just keep that in mind. If you're within a couple of strokes before they get to that 14 onwards,
double down.
There's still a chance. Yeah, you could pick up something, a nice juicy price somewhere.
Okay, let's get to betting then, and we'll keep the same order. Patrick, your best bet for the Arnold Palmer Invitational, please.
Yeah, there was a few here that you can make pretty strong cases for at the top of the market, but I'm sticking with my man, Sung J.M. He burned me last week, missing the cut at the Honda, but I think his stats here are just too good to ignore. He's finished third in 2 of his 3 appearances, and course form tends to be pretty sticky. 11th in greens in regulation, 8th in strokes gained tee to green, 14th in par 5 scoring. So it all sets up a treat. I think, yeah, I'm not too concerned about his miscut last week. He tends to be pretty up and down, and on his day, he's unbeatable almost. You think back to his win in Vegas late last year. So yeah, I'm going with Sung J at $26.
Oh,
I'm going with Sung J at $26. As Patrick said, he won the Shriners last year. He also likes Florida. He won the Honda Classic back in 2020. I think Patrick already said he's 4th strokes gained off the tee, 8 strokes gained tee to green. He's had back-to-back bronze medals here in 2019 and 2020. So he certainly, Bay Hill seems to be a course that suits his game. So I also do like Sung J.M. at $26.
nice. I'm going for Victor Hovland at $15. I think Victor, while he's, I guess, reasonably short, has flown under the radar somewhat here, given his form on the course in the past. I think he's had a couple of T40s or around about there. But he is a much better golfer than those stats suggest. He has had 4 wins in his last 17 starts, and 3 of those wins come in his last 7. He was just recently T4 and first in the Middle East. He did miss the cut at Phoenix, but bounced back with a T4 at the Genesis on a much harder course with a much harder field. Statistically, he's the 3rd best golfer in the field and 6th best golfer overall in the last 6 months. He ranks 7th strokes gained off the tee, 2nd in approach, and 23rd in putting. He's 8th on tour in greens and regulation, and one of the best long iron players going around. As I said, most of these shots will be from 150 yards plus. He ranks top 25 on tour and approaches from 150 to 200 yards. So Victor Hovland at $15 for me. Patrick, your mid-tier.
Going back stateside with my mid-tier pick, Sam Burns, $41. He doesn't have great course form, but in the time since we were last in Orlando, he's just taken leaps and bounds as a golfer. Won twice since then. One of those was in Florida, and both were on Bermuda greens, I believe. 7th greens in regulation on tour this season, and 13th strokes gained tee to green. He's a rising star. I think really good price there at $41 when you look at. He's probably similar in profile to a few of those guys in the late teens to 20s range.
Yeah, nice. I like Sam Burns. Very nice. Paul?
I've gone with Mark Leishman at $36. He's done the cycle here at Bay Hill. Won it in 2017, runner-up in 2020, and 3rd in 2011. He comes in off 2 top 20s in California. He's 33rd in driving distance and 15th in strokes gained putting. I just think he's just coming right again. I was very, very encouraged by his play in California. So Mark Leishman at 36, previous winner.
Nice. I'm going for not a previous winner, but a non-winner, which seems like a risky play here. Everybody's favorite Englishman, Tommy Fleetwood, at $51. I can see you smirking, Pat. I'm going to tell you why I'm taking Tommy Fleetwood. I did look at others. I looked at Bezuidenhout, Sergio, Chris Kirk, but landed on Tommy here. 7 top 13s or better in his last 17 starts. Before the miscut at Honda, he'd made 18 straight cuts worldwide. He loves Bay Hill. He's had the last 5 starts, T10, T26, T3, miscut T10. 16th best player in the field statistically over the last 6 months, 9th in strokes gained approach, 24th strokes gained tee to green. So stands out for me there over those others. Tommy Fleetwood at $51.
Looks like a long shot, baby.
Ruffy time. Patrick. I know you love a rough.
I'm sure you'll be smirking right back at me here, Carl, because I'm taking Ricky Fowler at $101.
Oh, no, you're not. Oh, wow.
I think the last time I backed Ricky was when he won in Phoenix a few years ago and tried to give it away by hitting it in the water on every second hole on the back nine. But I think I'm still up with him lifetime, so I'm going to go again. He's got 3 top 20s in his last 5 at Bay Hill, so good course record, which is a pretty key indicator here. Obviously, great links player, his Open Championship, Scottish Open records is as good as it gets without winning one. And then he was top 10 at the PGA last year, which is. We don't have official correlations there, but you think what it's like at Kiawah, it's probably fairly similar to what we're going to get here at Bay Hill, big track, plenty of hazards in place. I could see him, he can raise his game from time to time. So yeah, I think it's one where I do think the winner's going to be coming from high in the market, just with there's so many great players here, but for those top 10s, top 20s, he's well worth a shout. So I'll go with Ricky.
I had a very quick look at Ricky. Very quick look.
Wow.
But I didn't take him. Relax. Who have you gone with for your Ruffy, Paul?
I've gone with Lee Westwood at $101.
Oh.
Runner up here behind Bryson last time.
He was on a hell of a run last year.
He was. I think he needed the run in the Honda and still finished off fairly nicely there after getting back from the Middle East. He's got good links form, so if that links form transforms into Bay Hill form, I'm happy to take him as well. He's a Florida boy. Well, he used to live down the road from the Honda Classic, so this isn't too much of a trip out for him either. So I just think being back, having that run in the Honda, I think he's primed for this one. $101, Lee Westwood.
Was it the Arnold Palmer into the Players where he went back-to-back seconds, or was it the Honda into Arnold Palmer?
No, he missed the Honda was the last one of the Florida swing, and he missed the cut there.
Oh, he was, yeah.
He went runner up, missed cut.
It was with JT in the final group at the Players, wasn't he?
Yeah,
and he
right.
hit that one off the par 3 into the water.
Yep. Yeah. Wow. Englishman featuring heavily. I'm going to go chuck another one in the mix here. Matt Wallace at $151. A very angry golfer who loves a club throw. So I can really get behind Matt Wallace here. He started off the year in the Middle East, was T68 in Abu Dhabi, then a T35 in Dubai. 2 missed cuts, unfortunately, to start the year on the PGA Tour. But definitely worth having a look at. Bay Hill, his last 3 starts, T6, T24, T18. So he's got the course form. Against the field on the course, he ranks inside the top 10 strokes gained total, short game, and around the greens. He's 17th tee to green, 35th in approach, and 53rd in ball striking. So, yeah, maybe not a winner play, but definitely the minors, the top 30s, 20s, 10s, definitely have a look at there.
You look at the recent winners here as well, and sort of being a bit mentally unstable seems to be a key factor, with Haddon and Bryson winning the last 2. So that's another big tick in his column.
Wow.
I didn't consider that, and I like that. Yeah, very nice. Okay, let's get to some betting. We've got $100 each to throw around as we please. So Patrick, we'll start with you. Where is your 100 going this week?
Yeah, I'm going to really spray the board here to start off with. Hopefully I can at least find 1 or 2 winners early on. So just nice and simple, $10 on Sungjae to win that Bay Hill, 20 on him top 5. Sam Burns, I'm going 5 and 10 win in top 5. So that takes me to, that's $45 spent there. Going to have 10 on Ricky for a top 20 at $5.50. $55. Also, just going to chuck $5 on Charles Hell III for a top 20 at $6 as well. He's another one with some pretty good course form here. I think what I have noted down, he's got a couple of top 20s in his last 4 starts. So that's me taking care of for Bay Hill, and then I've still got $40 to spend. So just going to go 3 win bets over in Singapore, going $20 on Paddy Tavatanikit to win, $5 on Ared Jatanagan, and then my last 15 or whatever I've got left is going on the Pride of Ireland, Leona Maguire as well. She didn't make my staking plan, but because she couldn't fit her in the mid-range tier, but at $26, I think she's a great bet as well. So I'll have the rest of my money on Leona at 26s.
Nice. Paul.
I'll start in Singapore. I'm going $25 on Lydia Ko to win at 8.
Ooh.
And I'm also going $40 on Lydia Ko. Top 5 at 2. Well, our top 5 market isn't out at time of recording, but I'm thinking it's going to be around 250, something like that. Then I'm heading to Bay Hill for the Arnold Palmer. I'm going $10 on Sung Jae Im to be first round leader at $34. And I'm taking $25 on Mark Leishman to be top Aussie at $3.50.
Nice. I'm scrambling a bit here. I'm changing things around, which isn't good. But I will go $10 on Hovland to win the Arnold Palmer, $10 top 5, and 20 a top 10. So it's 40. Adam Scott, $10 for a top 10. I think Adam Scott he seems like a player who's peaking for a very big tournament in April that he may or may not have won before.
Has he won the
Steve
Valspar?
Williams won that one. No.
Yeah, what was that, Pat?
Has he won the Valspar before?
I don't know. He looks like he's playing some good golf. Had a lot of top 10s, and I don't normally like Adam Scott, but
And he won't be going to Saudi Arabia.
there's something about him at the moment that's maybe it's the tan top that he's worn for 40 days straight. So 10 on him, top 10. Sorry, that's 50. I'm going to go 10 on Danielle Kang to win at $19 in Singapore. 10 on Danielle Kang, top 5 at $4.20.
Maybe.
4-ish, 20.
I'm thinking 4-ish.
4-ish. So that's 70. 10 on Hannah Green, top 10 at $3.40. That's 80. And I'm going to go $10 on Rory McIlroy, first round leader at the Arnold Palmer. Has a great record at the API there. And I think he was first round leader last year too. Not that really matters much. But
He was second after the first round in Dubai recently. I can confirm.
sounds like someone who was on him.
Yep.
And then my final $10 will go on a little group betting multi. The legacy of Tom Hills lives on. I'm going to go, so $10 on, I'm going to have Scheffler, who is taking on John Rahm, Matsuyama, and Will Zalatoris. And Leishman, who is taking on Hatton, Mitchell, and Gooch.
Is this a tournament bet?
Tournament group betting.
Group betting, yep.
So $10 at $11.25 there for those. That should be my 100 spent.
Okay.
Also, a little out wide $10 that I don't know where I'm getting this from. But as I said earlier, if we get minor placings on the TPS Murray River, I'll have something on Momoka Kabori top 10.
And if not,
so I might switch some of that around if it becomes available. If not,
all right.
If not, just a little. Have a we go. $34 to win. Right, that's probably us. Just about.
No promotions.
There is a promotion.
What?
Golf bonus back. Let me get the wording in front of me so I don't mess
On the
it
Arnold
up.
Palmer?
On the Arnold Palmer only. Place a pre-tournament outright winner bet through your TAB account on the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And if your player doesn't win but finishes inside the top 10, including ties, we will refund your bet as a bonus bet up to $50.
There were a few ties last time out.
There was.
The Genesis. Yeah. No,
the Honda.
the Honda, sorry.
Yeah.
There were a few ties for, I think it was for 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick sounds like he had some money there too.
No
Shout out Svensson. All right. We'll leave it there. Patrick, thank you for joining us this week.
So for your first golfer only.
Oh, yeah. First golfer.
First golfer you ever bet on.
Thank you for having me, Karl. It's been good to come on and chat golf with you guys. I don't get to talk to Paul much anymore. He seems to be avoiding me. So anytime I can chew his ear off, that's always good.
I'm ready for a kebab anytime.
Yeah, no, like I said, we'll get there sometime.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Anything else? Nothing.
No, we're good. We're done. It's lunchtime.
Don't want to give away anything else? No?
Am I missing something?
Oh, no, I'm just asking. You got nothing
No.
else in your pockets?
No,
All right, then.
not right now.
I tried punters. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe next week for the players.
Hey.
Big tournament next week.
Okay.
Um,
What? The Arnold Palmer's not a big tournament?
No, it is, but
Yeah.
it's bigger next week.
Okay. All right.
So
TPC Sawgrass.
thank you to everyone listening. Thank you. And as I say, we will be back next week to preview the Players' Championship. So we'll see you then. Cheers.